no mistake. War is coming.
Hell, it's about time.
Alright, the music playing right now means I can't monetize this video in the slightest because it's covered by copyright. But I really felt that first game deserves the epicness to build up game number 2. This is the semifinals in the top half of the bracket. I'm sorry for some clarification, guys. There are 2 brackets due to the awkward way things were created. This is the overall quarterfinals of the Starbow Ladder Cup number 1, but it's the semifinals in the top half of the brackets. Now, I do want to give a quick shout out to starbowmod.com, guys. Check it out. Go learn about the Starbow Ladder, learn more about Starbow, and of course, you play this game for free, which is the best part about it. So, if you don't own StarCraft 2, if you don't own Heart of the Swarm, it's totally fine. You can download the trial version. You get full access to the arcade, in which you can then play Starbow. So, if you want to try it because it looks fun, or if you think you can be better than any of the players we're casting today, give it a shot. It's free. It will cost you nothing. Anyways, without further ado, spawning in the lower right corner of Neo Tau Cross, it's going to be tehredbandit. With a quick scout. His opponent in the top right, the light blue Terran player, Capri. Now, I got to give it, tehredbandit, man, he made some weird moves in the first game that I sat there just honestly questioning, like the banelings, the excessive bases, not be able to control anything, but despite having everything, and yet he still managed to make it work in the end. Capri starved that game. I think if he had managed to maintain those bases, if he had managed to have an income, we would have seen him be able to tossle and trade for the next 20-40 minutes even. But the reality is, when you're out, you're out. And once again, we have the extractor steal. Oh, Capri. Okay, so if Capri, he's going to have to suffer from this gas loss again, and that really sucks. But he takes expansion much sooner. With double Raxus down, it's the exact same build as last time, but I think the aggression was the mistake. Now, if he defends up with this, hell, he could even go for the quicker orbital off one base and maybe overcharge these to try and super produce Marines. I mean, he's got the bunker coming down this time, but it's in full view. He knows that this is coming. And looks like tehredbandit will get on top of this, so SV going to dance around for a little bit. Drone's going to try and get on top of this. Of course, the key thing is to stop this bunker from going down. This is such a solid way to fight if the bunker completes. But game number 2, same as game number 1, will be shut down before it begins. Now, he does have some Marines here. But I remind you guys, Marines have very limited effectiveness in low counts, even against drones. SCV does go down, bunker's been popped, and looks like Marine gonna almost get surrounded, but tehredbandit doesn't want to give up these drones. Now retreat, 6lings on the way as well as a queen. He should be able to defend against this. But still, no clearing of that gas. National base on the way. Yeah, lings actually do get cleaned up. Those first 6 go down like nobody's business. A couple more popping out, and a spine crawler, if it can complete, will hold very easily. But 4lings may be too much this time as they do chase down those Marines. The bunker's trying to be made, but even then, if the bunker gets completed, I want to remind you all, bunkers have just like the worst range. Like, or not, I shouldn't say the bunker. So the bunker range is fine. It's the Marines that have a garbage range, but does not get to complete. At 24 out of 27 is where it will lay. Oh, not 35 out of 35? Question mark. But anyways, Spine Car going to reposition here, and the Marines don't have the DPS to bust this. So cancel on the bunker, Marines in retreat, and now he needs to start cleaning up this extractor. And the problem is, this attack from Capri, it's designed, like, I know I'm not the Starbow expert, guys, but it's designed to do more damage than this. You're not meant to trade evenly. You have to hurt your opponent's economy, even if just a little. And the only thing he managed to do was force tehredbandit to cut a few workers. Not even that many. So, I mean, what did he lose? Okay, 3 workers killed. But that was actually tehredbandit killing 3 SCVs, not the other way around. Okay, trying to clear out the extractor. Now big attack on the counter. No wall off, only a few Marines. This could be really bad. tehredbandit gets on top of this. Marines gonna go down all so quickly, and SCVs, well, I guess suppose if he pulls enough SCVs and gets the wall down, maybe he holds, but this is looking really bad. The only 2 Marines he has are currently shooting away. He's got the overcharge going off. He's going to try and get these Marines out quickly. But oh my god, there's just too many Lings. Red Bandit not expecting this to do as much damage as it did, now producing more Lings, saying, hey, if it works, let's invest in it. But Capri needs to recover. A wall needs to go down here. The command center needs to be lifted, but neither things are happening, and more Lings are going to be coming across the map in a moment's time. 5 Marines and an SCV pull will have to try and hold this. And he should be able to do precisely that, but not without taking a couple losses for sure. Oh, actually, hold the phone. He's actually taken no losses so far, other than his initial ones, of course, but this is pretty much the end of the aggression here for Red Bandit. I mean, he's got more Lings, but finally we have that hole in the wall plugged. I mean, he may force cancel the supply depot. Actually, that's going to be a hole in the wall there. But no battle log boost. Lings are living on their damage. No upgrades for him. Red Bandit's stopping his tracks. But he's done a ton of damage to Capri. If by nothing else, the SCV's being pulled. This shoddy wall off, to say the least. Oh, the barracks is lifted. And a couple more Lings are going to slip by, but this isn't going to matter. They're coming into it at a time. There's enough Marines to deal with this. Small SCV pull can absolutely seal the deal, but land the barracks, man! Capri, land your barracks, sir! Like, why? Why? Anyways, looks like he'll hold the natural and the main, so Capri gonna recover out of this slowly. Finally did kill the extractor, mind you. Took a long time. Finally did, so can start mining some gas soon. As, again, Naked Marines will only last for so long, but not unlike last game, shaping up to be the same. I mean, this is like a replay of game 1 on a different map. We got the Baleen Nest on the way. One thing that's worth noting is while we did see a lot of Balings being used in rather large excess last game, and let's be honest, the Balings actually traded out pretty effectively. I'm a little shocked we didn't see any lurkers come out of Red Bandit, and I'm curious if they'll swap that up this game. Big scans trying to catch everything here out of Red Bandit. Capri looking to see what exactly is going on. So he saw the 3rd. He's seen layers on the way. And of course, he's seen no advanced tech so far. So comfortable knowing that it's just Lings for now with the potential of Banelings. It's not gonna be the end of the world by any means for Capri. He had a rough start, but with a couple bunkers coming down, he'll lock his position in this game pretty nicely. Yeah, kind of limited on what he can do. Finally got the gas going. Finally with the tech lab on the way, so you can start looking towards getting things like stim, medevacs, or not medevacs, medics. God, there's so many like things you're just used to saying for regular StarCraft. That you gotta be like, okay, Starbow time, ladies and gentlemen. But okay, Banelings in mass. Gotta get that wall down. A couple depots is not that strong of a wall though. It's these bunkers that are gonna matter the most. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. If the Banelings bust through the depots, are there enough Lings? I'm not sure if there's going to be enough Lings to surround those bunkers. And I'm not even sure if there's going to be enough Banelings to follow through either. Yeah, Banelings are going to find a hard time. I like how there's an attack speed on the Banelings, by the way. Like, why is this not just instant? Like, they die in an explosion. 0.2 seconds versus 0 seconds? What's the difference? Overseer in the main, gonna scatter around a little bit. Sees double engineering base, but that's not a big tell. What he's looking for is factories. He's looking for starports, but Capri, of course, has none of the above. Again, so much of this comes down to that very delayed gas. It took so long for him to get his gas intake going. Lifting his barracks may be something he regrets if a bust is coming. There's still a very large amount of Banelings. Centrifugal hooks up next. That should be pretty cool. This will, of course, add a lot to the speed, allowing them to connect a little bit better, a little bit faster, but even then, there's going to be firebats waiting for everything behind this, so unless the Banelings can take out those firebats, the Zerglings are going to, I don't know, like, you take out one supply depot, put 2 firebats here, you're good to go. I mean, honestly. So he's going to need to take down a lot more depots with the Banelings now, which is scary, but still, morphing in an abundance of them. Viper Nest on the way, looking to go towards that hive tech, perhaps quicker again. The Spire, he used only for Scourges last game, too. It's worth noting we didn't see a single Mutalisk that entire game. Curious to see if he'll change up in that regard or not. But 3 bases comfortably playing. Would love if Red Bandit would just take more. Unlike the 4-player spawn map, a 3-player spawn map means that you're very... it's a lot easier to take control of all of the map by just simply getting those expansions. But, ooh. Sees this opponent army moving out. That's a lot of Banelings rolling in. And they're going to collide with these fire bats. Lots of damage going to be done. Explosions going off everywhere. And Ling should be able to clean this up. Now left with a huge force left over and not a lot left at home for Capri. His bunkers are not even filled right now, ladies and gentlemen. This could be dangerous. Red Bandit doesn't know this, of course, but if he comes across and he just busts through those depots, he's good to go. Pokes him with the... He should have seen that. There's no Marines. If you get this close to a bunker, there should be Marine fire coming out of the bunker. But Red Bandit, I guess, scared, safe, then sorry, etc. 10 Scourges are on the way. This is going to be great if there was any air to deal with. I mean, I feel like Red Bandit right now is really over-preparing. And it's not like he knows how little there was, but that was his opportunity to really get in there and do some severe damage. But Capri on 2 bases, happy for the time being. You can't play on 2 bases forever, though. You will eventually mine out. You will eventually starve out. And if Red Bandit has got 7 bases and you are mined out at 2, you will go out of this tournament starving, my friend. So Capri has to look towards either taking a 3rd or securing some sort of harass that allows him to move out slowly. But the way it stands right now, despite all of his wonderful production, it's not gonna matter if he can't ever take another base. Oh man, I love the reflections. Starbow's like also the only mod that uses water. I swear to God. Every other map in StarCraft 2 is like freaking lava and such. But anyways, we do have a drop moving out. Now the downside of this being a dropship over a medevac isn't the fact that the it doesn't heal from the ship itself, but you have to actually waste a cargo slot, and I say waste in air quotes, on a medic. But over the map, big fight coming in, music playing dynamically. This army is screwed. Big surround on these Lings. And this fire bat's coming out. Might not even be enough to hold. Depots are up, but there's nothing in those bunkers. Oh my god, there's a hole in that wall! Red Bandit runs right on through, and this middle line is going to get tanked. Some Marines coming out in production. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. At least not to stop this initial wave. Yeah, there we go. Link to get on top of this. A drop did go off while this is going on, but one drop versus a spine caller. The spine caller still wins, so these drones will live to see another day. Meanwhile, SCVs may not be killed en masse, but still 24 down so far. Combined with the fact that he was able to run past that wall, Capri, every Terran player has made this mistake at some point in their lives. I do not fault him for this. But every Terran player that I have ever known, plus myself included, has always messed up at some point with one small hole in the wall. But for Capri, that just cost him so much more than it needed to. More Banelings coming out. The Ultralisk Cavern in due time as well. We see more Scourges on the map, but they're not getting a lot done. They're checking for dropships. Like, if Capri tries to sneak a dropship up towards the north, Scourges will just kill it. So I like the positioning of these. They're ready to catch drops. I'm getting into this music. But a base is trying to be secured. However, a Ling will reveal this, and consequently will kind of signal, hey, Red Bandit, come on up here. Some free pickings. This base is so far away from reinforcements. It takes so long for Capri to walk up here. It's not going to be fun to deal with, but a much earlier Defiler mount combined with Defilers coming out. Consume right away. We're going to need to see Dark Swarm. We're going to need to see Plague invested in this game, although he did manage to get away without it last game, so maybe not Plague so much as Dark Swarm, but Dark Swarm is kind of essential when you're fighting against Terran. I am shocked, though, like the best one, like my favorite tactic I watch in Starbow, guys, you throw a Dark Swarm down and walk Lurkers into it. Suddenly your Lurkers are on top of their choke point, and there's nothing they can do because Lurkers destroy bio, but rather than invest in Lurkers in the slightest, continues to really involve Banelings, which, I mean, he makes it work, so we can't fault him for it, but I'm not a fan of Banelings in the first place. Not so much as Starbow. Now you might be wondering, why is this planetary fortress not attacking? Ladies and gentlemen, you have to activate the ICB cannon. It's on a cooldown and has a duration. It hits really damn hard, though. It still does splash. But he baits out. It's kind of like an overcharge, right? Like, he just baited out the cooldown. He'll go in with the Lings afterwards. Oh, he goes in too soon. I think he thought the attack was up. But Banelings clean up the middle of the map. Marines get shredded, bodies go flying, and Banelings live to see another day. Still, Scourge is just randomly placed around the map, but not randomly, guys. Strategically placed in sets of 2. Each one is specifically designed to pick off a dropship if it can, but the further this game goes on, the more worried I get for Capri. He's been doing alright, and I want to stress alright, when it comes to Zerglings and Banelings, but now there's Defilers, now there's Ultralisks. Dark Swarm's really nicely put. Marines trying so desperately to be the last survivors of mankind and fight this army back. We'll actually chase this back because it's more defilers than units, but a big push towards the south also going to draw the attention of Red Bandit away, but Ultralisk going to be revealed in this push, and it's key that he starts making some Marauders, gets some Marines, and doesn't rely just on Firebats for the rest of this game. And I'm sorry, I know I keep saying Hellbats. I can't help it, guys. Regular StarCraft 2 on the brain. Anyways, Dark Swarm going to go down once more and really limit the damage these units can do. Despite kiting, despite tactics, Dark Swarm helps negate a lot of this. Medics have also never been invested into the defense matrix, which I'm a little curious about. We'll talk about that more in a moment, but we do see Plague being researched, and this army gets eviscerated. In full retreat, once again, Capri. I like this this sort of hit squad heading up here to the top left. I do think there may be enough here to defend it, though, especially with that Spine Collar. But Planetary Fortress gets surrounded. SCVs are pulled to try and repair into this, but looks like with those Adrenal Glands, the damage is going to be a little too quick, and these Lings will tear down the Planetary. Oh no! He gets the SCVs through the repair! He manages to hold! Capri holds the base, ladies and gentlemen! A base that was like double digits lives. Well played. Meanwhile, over here, it looks like there's not enough as I thought there would be. The Spine Collar does go down, and these Marines, actually, with superior upgrades, I didn't actually take a look at that till this just now, but we'll talk about that more in a second. As we got this army in the middle of the map, this is way too much for the Red Bandit to engage with what he currently has, even with Dark Swarm. Now, Plague's also coming out for these Science Vessels, and I gotta be honest, guys, I think Capri's got a good chance to bring this back as long as he can keep these trades up. He's getting more and more cost effective as his army spirals out of control. He'll eventually have his own tech added into this, so he's going to have science vessels, he's going to have irradiates, and he's going to have more than just pure bio to deal with this. Now it's also worth noting too, guys, Red Bandit's on 2 or 3 bases, trying to take a fourth while this is going on, but this is not like last game where he had the entire map under his control and his dominance. He's not going to be able to just sheerly overwhelm his opponent with raw power, but I do want to bring attention to these mineral lines. Capri has not been able to comfortably secure a third base. This planetary looks like it will not. It's going to go down. But that aside, he still doesn't have more income behind this. So the longer this goes on, the harder it's going to be for him to trade out. That being said, Red Bandit's not in so much of a better spot. Still has much more minerals, but less bases, or sorry, more bases is the really key thing. So Capri is he's got to be getting hungry is the point. He lifts up the main command center, actually going to try and expand is it southward, or where's he sending the command center? Wait, where is that command center? Seriously. Okay, we'll look for it in a sec. Another attack here towards the south. Okay, it is going over to this base. Sorry, I was a little unsure about that. Attack in the north while this is going on too, so both players microing their hearts out. Red Bandit, of course, what is happening to his APM? Is he just kind of dips off there for a second, tabs out of the game maybe? But Ultra's trying to clean up the North Force. There's a lot of medics here, though. This is so many medics to buffer for this. Ultra's going to be retreating on out. Would have loved to have seen a Plague go down. Hell, I'd say almost, I would almost suggest consuming an Ultralisk. I don't even know if you can, to be honest, but towards the south, we do have Plague actually going off on these units. So, as stated before, it'll take units to 1 health, but it won't kill them. Irradiate on these big behemoth-type monsters. Gonna keep units from getting much done. Scorch is finally going to be utilized to take out some of these science vessels. I think it's 2 per science vessel. Yeah, with a very minor amount of splash damage. Splash damage for Scourges is weird. I think it exists, but not really. That's weird to say, but you guys will understand what I mean if you ever use them. Pushing towards the south. Ultralisks. Again, these irradiates gonna be some free damage. Another Plague shot does go off. He needs to hit the science vessels with this, I feel. But oh man, the SCV's on top of this third base. Again, this base, I cannot begin to stress how critical this base is. Capri's been doing a lot of cool moves. I'm surprised he hasn't invested in a bunker, a wall off of some sort, any sort of additional buffer, because again, he's going to starve out of this game soon, ladies and gentlemen. His income is dipped severely. This army he has standing is not even enough to match up to what the Red Bandit has, and I think without the possibility of remaxing with 3/3 upgrades so far away, he may just end up dying out right here. He does take a nice fight towards the south, though. Oh, he takes a nice fight towards the south, but this isn't going to be enough, because he's lost the northern battle and his forces are dead. Only medics really returning with a small handful of Marines. Almost no income at this point, folks. This base mining is all he's got going for him. You can't call down mules. There's no mules in Starbow. Just SCVs, which do cost minerals, so it's not even free. Down to 19 workers. Capri He put up a good fight. I'll give him that much. And his training's actually been pretty good. A lot better this game than last game, but even then, still, it's just not enough. There's no damage in this army. 40 supply and half of it's in medics. The last stand of mankind. So just trying to let the somber music play the game out, but yeah, Link's gonna clean up the north once again, and with this, no mining whatsoever. This is pretty much done for. Dark Swarm's gonna go down. Absolutely secure these Ultralisks. Do not take that much damage. Good game well played is gonna be called. The Red Bandit will take the semifinals of the top half of the brackets. Of course, it's the quarterfinals of the overall tournament, but either way, Red Bandit will advance. Congratulations to him. All right, now I think we're gonna be